Welcome back to another edition of Fly Tying with Jim Misiura. Today I'm going to tie another large wet fly, and I would even say this could be a streamer once again. This is the Tomah Joe. Really nice, colorful fly, and especially in the fall I think this will work really well. The hook that I have in the vise, this is the Lively Leg Lip Splitter number 472 size 8. This is a streamer hook and it's 3 extra long. And the other materials that we're going to use, I'm going to use black thread, and this is 8/0. We're going to use a couple strands of Peacock Herl for the butt. We're going to use some yellow Hackle. You can use yellow Hackle. I made one previously and I used the golden pheasant crest. That makes a nice tail there. I think I just might use the golden pheasant crest on this one also. We're going to use gold tinsel. We're going to use a yellow and an orange or red, yellow and orange or yellow and red for the throat hackle. And for the wing we're going to use a barred wood duck flank feather. And we get started here. Gonna, as always, start behind the eye, and we're gonna make our way quickly down to the tail section, then put several tighter wraps at this tail section. We're going to start with that tail, and I'm going to go ahead and take one of my golden pheasant crest feathers. I actually got two here. We're going to tie these in, try to get them even. There we go. Put a few wraps on there. Now I'm going to pull them to get them into the length that I want. There we go. Now I'm going to tighten that down. And we're going to go ahead, we could go ahead and trim this, but we want to trim it long enough so that the tag will be the length of the body. Now we're going to put the butt in, and so we're going to take our our Peacock Herl. We have a pair of them, and we're going to tie the tags the length of the body once again. I'm using 2 because there's strength in numbers. Then we're going to wrap that right there at the butt, and we're only going to wrap right there to where that thread is. The butts are small sections. Let me back that off. It was splitting. There we go. And it was splitting again. And it split again, but we'll just make do with that. Back that one off. There we go. Watch the point of that hook. I almost cut it. And we're going to go ahead and tie that in. Now you could go ahead and trim that the length of the body also. Now we can go ahead and tie that in. Get your wraps tighter on this. And the reason we want to leave all of this tag the length of the body, we don't want any bumps. And now we're going to tie in our rib, flat gold tinsel, and this tinsel is really old tinsel, but this is very, very large tinsel also. So you're going to Cut a little dart on the end there because it's so large. And we'll go ahead and tie this in. I'm going to put a 1/2 inch in there. Put that in the bobbin cradle. And we're going to wrap this to the rear. As soon as it finds its way there we go. And with this big fat tinsel, this is probably about a number 10 tinsel. It's very old. And we're holding that tight. And you could get nice coverage and an overlay with it. And then we'll come back forward, keeping that nice and tight. You don't have to stretch the tinsel, but you want to keep that tight. There we go. Yep, let me back that off a little bit. I got a little bit of a bounce right there. There we go. And we're going to tie that in. I got that bounce, another little bounce there. Let's go back. There it is. Bend in it. Then we're going to take this and tie this in. Get that tight. There we go. Can wrap back. Fold it over. I'm going to clear that up. And a little bit of bend right there. There we go. Now we're going to take our pair of Hackle, and I'm actually going to tie these in by the butt section. I'm going to leave that little bit there first, leave a little bit of empty stem. Bring them back. Yeah, and that will lock them in there. Take that cuticle trimmer and cut them off. And I'm going to go ahead and put my hackle pliers on. We're not going to take a lot of wraps here because we have 2 hackles. We can go ahead and pull it out to one side as we're going. I'm going to go ahead and take my hackle pliers. I'm going to use the easy pliers. It slipped a few times with the others. We're going to fold them back as we're going. Should keep it nicely. There we go. And then we're going to bring that up and we're going to tie that off there. It's about 3 wraps, which totaled 6 wraps, counting 2 hackles. I'm going to fold that back, put a few wraps in front of those hackles. Now we could go ahead and trim those off. Take that cuticle trimmer again. Holding everything back just to get that secured. Now I'm going to push everything to the bottom. Going to wet my fingers and pull it all to the bottom. And then I'm going to pinch it. And then that is going to hold it pretty much to the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and take a couple wraps right on top there. There we go. And we got a couple of them here. We'll just cut those off. There we go. Like I said, this is going to make a nice little streamer also. Now we're going to take our wood duck barred flank feather, and you could do this two ways. You can take a right and a left and match them up, or you can just take a wider strip, which is what I'm going to do. Make it about a double strip. You can see there's a little bit of a division in there. That's where we're going to fold it. I'm just going to pull these off. Then we're going to fold this in half. We got that folded in half. We'll take that. Pull that down. There we go. It actually turned out back to back. That's fine. Go ahead and trim off that excess. Then we're going to clean this up. Get a little bit long on that one. There we go. I'm going to clean up that head. Then I got to come back to complete that head wrap. And it coming back on this is going to lay that wing down. And there we go. Got that laid down a little better. Got a little bit on that side. There we go. Take our whip finish. Trim that off. We're going to take our head cement. Get that head cement on there. Yeah, here we have a Tomah Joe, or Tomah Joe. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends. Please visit my sponsors and let them know that I sent you. Leave comments, questions, suggestions. If you'd like to purchase any flies for me, go to etsy.com/shop/theflymanjim. And as always, if you don't see it there, just send me a message. I'll get right back to you and we'll figure it out what it is you want. And most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.